as I understand it from sources close to the player, is very much sold under the Arteta and Arsenal strategy. And by strategy, I mean they've sold that move to him based upon a focal point in the team. And that is in stark contrast to Manchester City, where he was rotated and his game time was limited. And if you look at Tottenham, who have shown some interest as well, but haven't really advanced that over the last 10 days or so, it's quite difficult to sell to Jesus at Spurs where he fits in a team and how it's any different to Manchester City, because Kane and Son are there as well. Arsenal, on the other hand, are in desperate need of a focal point and a goal scorer that can get, let's say, 15 plus goals, and that will probably make the difference between finishing fifth and qualifying for the Champions League. If they had Jesus last season, I think Arsenal would have been in the top four in place of Tottenham Hotspur. So that's the kind of selling point, that Arsenal will give him the regular game time. He'll be a first name on the team sheet, and the terms will probably see him earn around 220,000 a week. I know there's some reports that think it's more like 270,000 pounds a week, but I've been told that that estimation is a little bit high. But as ever with players, there are incentives that allow them to earn a bit more if they hit certain individual or team targets. But the talks are advanced, and I believe, verbally anyway, that Arsenal and Manchester City have now agreed upon a fee.
Welcome back to the Football Terrace. There you have it, exclusively on the Football Terrace by the brilliant Ben Jacobs. Arsenal, a verbal agreement now in place with Manchester City, a deal worth £220,000 a week for Gabriel Jesus, and detailed in granular detail by Ben. One of the reasons why he is one of the best journalists in the business, because if you actually listen to his transfer stories, yes, he explains why Arsenal may be leading the race, but where Spurs, where Chelsea sit in the mix. Watch the whole video for the entire context around what I'm saying. It's beyond bullet point journalism. It is quite literally breaking down these stories into not bite-sized chunks that are easy to digest, but you have to listen. These things are complex at times. There are multiple teams, parties, bodies involved. But Gabriel Jesus, around this time last week, the news really started to pick up pace. As of Thursday, sort of the 16th, 17th of June, there was talk from Brazilian outlets. You had, of course, the ex-Liverpool, now Liverpool player, now journalist, Jose Enrique, say deal was done. He is on his way to Arsenal. And then there's been somewhat of a kind of slump in news. And for some Gooners, when I'm across social media, they've been a little bit like, well, what's happening now? It felt like it was about to happen or about to be announced at the weekend, and then suddenly it went very, very quiet indeed. And I've had a bit of a chance to rethink over the past 24 hours, what's been going on with this deal? Why has it kind of delayed by a week when Arsenal are the front runners, when the player is sold on Arsenal? He wants to come to Arsenal. The reason the Tottenhams and the Chelseas have not gone in hard is because he wants Arsenal right now. Everything from the salary, squad status, position, he wants to be an Arsenal player. But why the delay? Why the delay? In my view and in my opinion, it's down to one reason and one reason only. Social media. The bang for the buck. Arsenal need to build this signing up. They need to build this signing up. They need to get it over the line. But I think with Gabriel Jesus being on holiday, and by the way, literally every time I say Jesus, people say, no, it's Jesus. When I say Jesus, people tell me it's Jesus. Someone in the comment section, finalize it below. What is it meant to be? I'm going to keep saying Gabriel Jesus for now, but we'll cross that bridge when we need to. Social media. the noise that needs to be created when a signing like this is made. 40 to 50 million pound it will cost to bring him in, and that includes transfer fees, add-ons, agent fees, signing on fees, etc. Plus the £220,000 a week deal. And there were some suggestions, as you heard there mentioned by Ben Jacobs, that there was talk of it being sort of 270, 280 from some outlets. I trust Ben. I trust his sources. I trust that he doesn't ever, he never creates a sensationalism. He just says things as he hears them, as it were. But when you actually look at that, I'm looking at the maths on that now, because my quick math on doing it isn't that great. It's 11 odd million pounds per year. Okay, it'll probably come in on a 5-year deal. You're talking a 57 million pound investment in his salaries, and circa 50 million pounds to bring him in. It's a 107 million pound investment by Arsenal. Now, they're bringing him in for football reasons. They're not bringing him in as a commercial ploy. They're not bringing him to make money as the first point of call. But they will want to generate money and income back from him. They want to create a buzz. How do you do that? Kind of build up the anticipation. You let it simmer. And then it will start to build again. They'll get him in. You'll get the photo shoot done. There'll be the big grandstand welcome. I don't necessarily think Fabio Vieira's was a grandstand welcoming. I think it was very much we've signed this player for a decent amount of money. It was a nice welcome. It was a normal announcement. I think Gabriel Jesus, I think Rafinha, if he is signed, I think these will be players that get a barnstorming, a superbly edited, huge, internet breaking introduction. That's my view as a fan as to why it slowed down. There's too many reports that the fee is pretty much done. It is done, de facto done deal. There's been too many reports from Brazil saying, it's all over now. He's going to be an Arsenal player. And even when the journalists have kind of said there's still negotiations going on, for me, they've been vague, like really vague. There's just a few things with the player and agent to sort out. What does that mean? That's come from some of the journalists who write articles that are like 15 paragraphs long. They've given us barely any information. Why is that? Because I think there's a thing with fans that we don't like to believe that clubs do things for social media impact, clicks, people going onto websites. Well, of course they do, because they want that website. They want their Instagram. They want their Facebook to get so much traffic. Why? Because companies that size make money off all of those mediums and make sizable chunks of money. The day that Arsenal are going to be posting Gabriel Jesus, welcome to Arsenal news, they'll be posting out things to sponsors. They'll be sharing things. There'll be companies bending over backwards for advertising on their websites and whatever else. Like, let's get stuff out there, right? That's what they're going to be doing. So they want to build up the momentum surrounding this, and it's very, very normal. It's also going to be important, though, to try and get this cleared up. And if you listen to what Ben Jacobs said, it's very much going to be something that's tied up, cleared up, and done with in the next 7 to 10 days. And you'll find that that's kind of within the regions of him finishing his holiday, getting medicals done, getting photo shoots done, and all that jazz. But it does appear at this moment in time to be pretty much where you would expect it to be. But what does this mean for the Chelseas and the Tottenhams, you may think, or may ask? Not if you're an Arsenal fan, you won't give a damn. If you're a rival watching, because they were looking at this player, and they absolutely were. Nazir Kinsella, one of the most credible Chelsea journalists out there, his words were to the effect of, not verbatim, but to the effect of, Chelsea admire him, they're considering him, they're looking at him, they never really acted. Spurs, 3 or 4 times this summer by various journalists, Spurs are looking at him. Spurs are considering him. Spurs are monitoring. It was only 2 days ago. Fabrizio said, monitoring the situation to see what happens with Arsenal. He's in the background for him. Why haven't Chelsea and Spurs gone in hard? Because he wants Arsenal. Because he's picked Arsenal. Because Arsenal are the best place for him. Arsenal are the place that have given him the best overall offer package combined. Status, money, starting position, love. Again, a little bit like why Arsenal are leading in the Rafinha chase is because they've made, for me, because they've made the first approach, the first sizable approach, the first genuine, bona fide, official approach. Talking to intermediaries, talking to agents is great, but you've got to make those official bids, and they've done that for both players. And what does this mean for the Rafinha situation? Because Fabio Vieira is well thought of. Suddenly, you've got Gabriel Jesus there. This Brazilian, there's like a Brazilian core. There's a samba feel to what Arsenal are creating. That could be very attractive for him. Now, Spurs are putting in a bid for it. Chelsea are considering it. Of course, Raheem Sterling is one of their number one targets, along with Ousmane Dembele. But there's so much surrounding this deal now that I think this could be a real trigger effect and have a big knock-on effect for Arsenal and put them into a really strong position to be able to beat off other suitors for other players. It's almost this, the knock-on effect could very much be this signing is so good that other players now want to join. And a lot of people are giving me stick in the last few days because I've been very complimentary of Arsenal, because I've praised them, because I've said they've done good business, because I've said that going in and securing and getting Gabriel Jesus pretty much signed off, done, dusted, and over the line, because I think this is good business. A lot of people tend to not be able to handle that. No, they've not signed anybody yet, Terry. You're giving them too much credit. You're giving them too much praise. For me, no. I think Arsenal have been quick. I think they've been speedy. I think they've behaved in a way so far this transfer window, which we haven't seen with enough regularity from Arsenal Football Club over the years. And their fans should be very, very proud of how they behave so far. Of course, you've got to wait for these deals to be done and dusted and get over the line and for all their ducks to be in a row, lining up ready for the new season. Pre-season, by the way, starting in the next 7 to 10 days for a lot of clubs. It's been excellent. And Gabriel Jesus, pretty much there. Once it's announced, I think there could be a knock-on effect and 2 or 3 more come through that door for Arsenal. I want your comments below. Please subscribe to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll